Hello and welcome to another update video about Coti. Just wanted to do another update video because we have broken out of the 50-cent horizontal resistance level in the last few hours, and I have changed over to Binance now. Prices now come from Binance because before they came from KuCoin, the exchange, but the prices were very far off to Binance and Coinbase. So you know, for you to make sense, there's no point if you're not using KuCoin. Most people, I think, are trading on Binance or are buying Coti on Binance or on Coinbase. So I had quite a few comments. So I think that might be more accurate and more helpful for you. So what are we doing? We are now above 60 cents. We've broken about their 50-cent level. And where are we heading? So we are here on the daily chart, and what we can see that on the daily, the RSI is now in overbought territory. Now, that indicates that at some point there will be a retracement. I mean, it doesn't need to be immediately, because here in August, you can see that for pretty much, well, 2 weeks, we were in overbought territory. So all it indicates is that we are in a strong uptrend, which is great. And we haven't come down below 50 in the last, in the last couple of months, I would say. And below 50 is bearish. And above 50 is bullish, generally, on the RSI. And that is completely different to some other cryptos. That also explains to some degree why we are still seeing that price move to the upside, whereas other cryptos are struggling to a certain degree. And that indicates that, you know, it is just maybe not the manipulation that some people think. I think it's a strong crypto. There's always manipulation with any market anyway, but this is a long-term bullish sign, whereas other cryptos now have dropped into the bearish range in the last few weeks. But yeah, Coti hasn't. And also on the MACD, you know, we talked about the bullish cross here on the MACD a few days ago. So that's all looking good. We had that huge cup and handle here on the daily, the cup and the handle shape here, and then we broke out to the upside. So in terms of target, if we take the height of the cup and add it to the breakout point of the handle, then we get to pretty much up here 60, and it's a bit different on Binance. You know, I did it on KuCoin. There we had a price slightly above 60 cents. Here it's around 67 cents. So it's just something as orientation. We are not quite there yet, and it could be something that is coming. Now, if we add on the daily, and that's only on the daily here, if we add on the daily the Fibonacci extension levels, and we go from that low here that we marked in July up to the 50-cent high that we marked end of August, then what can we see? We can see that on the, let me just do that once more. So we can see that this, in my view, is a valid Fibonacci pattern. You know, we had a lot of support here at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and the extension levels, the 1.618, shows us also a price of around 73 cents. So that is, you know, quite close to the target of the actual cup and handle. In my view, that could play out. In my view, we could, if we break above the 60 level and really have a daily close above that as well, we could certainly head here. But, you know, guys, be careful. I always want to say that we are in like all-time high territory. I have personally the view, never buy at an all-time high. It is extremely difficult unless you really know what you do, but there is a lot of volatility coming and it could go up further, but it's always to be very, very careful. That's just what I want to say here. You know, we talked about on the Coti on this channel when it was 13 cents. I talked about when it was 30. So now we're at 60, and it's getting increasingly difficult purely because, you know, it has gone up so fast. And I think long term, it's great now, but for the short term, it might be a bit difficult and a bit overbought. But I can't give you financial advice. I just talk about where it could be heading. So I think looking at just purely the Fibonacci levels, we could get to the 73 cents, and we have not hit the target yet based on the cup and handle. So there might be a bit of scope to the upside, but there is also a lot of volatility. And also, what we can see on the daily here, with that huge pump to the upside, we broke again above the Bollinger Band. And as I said yesterday, when you do that, like here we did on the 23rd of September, we snapped back in, and from here we continued our move to the upside. There might now be a little bit of retracement coming because, again, we're above that level. at the moment. So there might be a little bit of a retracement, maybe down to 58, 56 cents or so. But that's just purely because there needs to be some retracement after a 21% move to the upside. Let's go to the short term, the 1 hour chart, which is what most of you guys are interested in as well. You can clearly see that in the last 2 candles, we've been above that Bollinger Band on the hourly as well. So we've moved above that middle line here very fast. Then we snap back in. You can see that with this lower wick here. However, we managed to close that candle still outside of that Bollinger Band, the upper band. And again, then we moved up higher and tried to bounce back in. We have failed so far, so I think there might be a little bit of a retracement coming. Very weak maybe, but there is. And what we can see here in the last few hours that happened after my last update video, we formed something like a breakout pattern here. So that's on the hourly, very visible. So if you connect all these wicks together, you get a very, very clear breakout from, why does it not? Oh, here. A very clear breakout formation. So a symmetrical triangle, converging lines. Essentially, the price moves together. At some point, it will break out. It's never clear when it will break out, but the closer the price gets to the apex, the more, the more is the probability it will break out. And it isn't, we have here a strong move to the upside, a clear uptrend, and then this is also called as a bullish pennant, a trend continuation pattern from which you generally continue your move to the upside. Okay, and that happened. So yeah, we're now at a crucial level because we marked that high here at 60 cents already on the 23rd of September. We'd need to get above that level now to get to maybe around the 70 mark, or these, I think it was 73 cents, the Fibonacci extension level. Now we can also here on the smaller scale apply the Fibonacci extension levels. So if we go from that move here to that high, we can see that's also on a smaller scale a valid Fibonacci retracement or Fibonacci level, because what we did, we moved to the upside all the way, then we retraced back down here, which was the 46 cent important Fibonacci level, 0.382 on this chart here. Again, I just swapped them around because I like to use the extension in the same tool, so it just moves from 0 to the extension levels. But yeah, we had that as support here, and from here, what does this Fibonacci extension tool tell us about targets? So again here we've got the 1.618 at 70, pretty much 75 cents. So it all matches pretty much. So we could potentially expect a move to that important 1.618 Fibonacci extension level of 75 cents, but expect a bit of volatility. We're currently at another resistance level here. And I would want to see that break, if I was going to buy more, but I'm not buying at these levels. I need to say that. It's nice to watch, but I bought down here at 13 when I first talked about Coti. I bought it between 20 and 30 and below 40. So I am waiting at the moment because I've got enough Coti at the moment. I'm happy with what I have, and I'm just careful now because all-time high territory is always difficult to trade as well, but it's looking very strong. It's just looking good. And again here on the hourly we are above 50, and that's the level to watch as well, because since the 22nd on the hourly we have been above the 50 level as well, so in bullish on the RSI, and we see something like a bearish divergence now, but it depends on are we breaking or not. So it's a first heads up. At the moment there's a bearish divergence, which I just talked about, a potential slightly reversal, or not reversal, but a slightly retracement coming, because and this matches pretty much with what the RSI is doing at the moment, but we need to be, that high hasn't formed yet, so we need to see what that high is doing. Maybe it pushes further up again to pretty much the 85 or 90 level even, then we could go straight to 70 cent maybe. But at the moment, even though the prices are well on the same level, the RSI is dropping a little bit, so indicating a slight bearish divergence. Not a true bearish divergence, because it's not that the price is going up, it's just at the same level, and the RSI hasn't formed that high yet. But if we now see a retracement and the RSI is dropping as well, then we've got yeah, just that sign that we are losing momentum. And on the MACD, however, also on the hourly, just made a bullish cross pretty much tonight here, UK time at 2 o'clock. And that just confirms, basically runs with the price, and just confirms that we're in this uptrend. But yeah, currently at resistance level, be careful, be aware of FOMO, you know, don't just jump in. I think there is a lot of anticipation before the Cardano summit that something more significant could be announced, but it might just be at the moment. If the thing is, and this is what we've seen with the Alonso hard fork, if the price moves up before an event in such a crazy way, there could be a sell-off during or after the event. Yeah, if just be careful. So don't just jump onto the, let's say, the FOMO bandwagon now. You know, if you make an educated decision and you think, right, I want a long-term investment anyway, I dollar cost average in. If you dollar cost average in, for me, you know, it wouldn't be such a problem then to put a little bit of money in now. But there are always good times, you know, there are always good times when you have a retracement to buy. So when there's a retracement or a consolidation that we saw here, for example, that's always a better time to buy, also dollar cost average, than up here. And also when we moved up here, it's always a better time, in my view, to buy in consolidation than, yeah, at the top here. You know, it's impossible to time the top anyway. Oftentimes, very hard to time it. So, you know, it's essentially your decision, of course. So, but I'm extremely careful. But dollar cost averaging is a good way, in my view, to take a little bit of the emotion out. That's why I've been dollar cost averaging in Coti since I've started talking on this channel, which was various months ago. And I do this with many other cryptos as well. So hopefully you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Bye-bye.